Today we are back with another episode of From Draft to Hall of Fame, I guess. Excuse me, is what we're gonna call it. And today we got three brand new players that we are going to be looking at their career summary. So the first thing we're gonna do is I'm gonna show you the players that we are looking at. It is the quarterback position again. So the first person we are going to be looking at is Joe Burrow. We are going to watch him and see what he does after this injury. And then the next player we're going to be looking at is Jalen Hurts. What happens with him? And then the last player we're going to be looking at is actually not in the league yet. And it is indeed none other than Trevor Lawrence. So we're going to start the draft, and we're going to watch the draft.
The Jaguars are now on the clock.
So Jags have the first pick, and we'll see what they do. We'll just advance. I'm going to guess he's Trevor Lawrence.
The Jets are now on the clock.
The Jags.
The Dolphins are now on the clock. The Falcons are now on the clock.
See what the Bengals do.
The Bengals are now on the clock.
Bengals take Rasu. And then the Eagles take...
The Lions are now on the clock.
So a good receiver there. Oops. For Jalen Hurts. I went ahead and set up everything beforehand so you guys didn't have to watch that. I brought Colin Kaepernick's rating down a little bit to a more realistic thing. He's about a 60 overall. And then I put Jared Goff on his team, the Lions, and I did that trade, and I put Carson Wentz on the Colts. So we'll go ahead and we will look at the draft overview of these three teams. Bengals picked up Rasu, 76 overall in the first round. And then they took Elijah Vera Tucker, and he falls all the way to the second round. A halfback, and then some backup players. And then the next team is the Eagles. And they took Jamar Chase, wide receiver, 77 overall. Really good pickup there for the Eagles. And Hamza Nasir-Deline, good safety in the second round. They do take a quarterback, Kellen Mond, but he's a 59 overall, and I would not be surprised if he does not start. I'd be surprised if he does start, but Alec Lindstrom is a big surprise there. Falls all the way to the 7th round, and he is pretty bad. And then Trevor Lawrence is the pick, number 1 pick. Devonta Smith, wow, falls all the way to 25, and they pick him up. So that's a really good pick there. And then, so it's basically, they actually had a pretty good draft, the Jaguars did. But they do pick up Trevor Lawrence, so he's the one we're going to be watching along with Joe Burrow.
Start your week by installing your game plan.
Jalen Hurts, sorry. I don't know why I couldn't think of the name, but we're going to go ahead and we're going to sim to the regular season because I just want to make sure that Jalen Hurts is going to be the starter for the Eagles.
Start your week by installing your game plan.
So we'll go ahead and check out that and see. Yeah, we'll look at the Eagles here real quick. Make sure that Jalen Hurts is still the quarterback. He is. And with that, we will simulate the season. So, just like I was last night. As I had to keep thinking of the teams that we have to be looking at. So it's the Eagles, the Jags, and the Bengals. Eagles, Jags, Bengals. Eagles, Jags, Bengals. Okay, I think I got it. I'm gonna imagine that Trevor Lawrence stays pretty long on the Jaguars team, and Joe Burrow, I imagine, stays pretty long on the Bengals. So we'll go ahead and look at these teams, see if any of them made the playoffs. The Eagles did indeed make the playoffs. The Bengals did not, and the Jaguars did not. So we will go ahead and look at these records. The Jaguars went 7-9, so big improvement here this year for the Jags. And then the Bengals went, or what did the Eagles do? Let's see. Eagles went 8-8 and made the playoffs. Wow, okay. Bengals went 8-8 and barely missed the playoffs. And then we just said the Jaguars went 7-9, so all pretty similar records this year. And then we'll look at the stats real quick. And I chose the Texans just because in Madden's eyes, Deshaun Watson doesn't go anywhere. So Trevor Lawrence, his rookie campaign consists of 3,800 passing yards, 28 touchdowns, 13 interceptions, a 59% completion percentage, an 89 QBR. He was sacked only 26 times, so pretty good for that offensive line, actually. Looks like Gardner Minshew may have played a game. Or maybe a few games, I don't know. We'll see if Trevor Lawrence, he had 210 yards rushing and 3 rushing touchdowns as well.
This is the development trait. Okay. Superstar and this is the abilities tab. Here you can
Trevor
see
Lawrence is a superstar ability player, and he is already an 85 overall as his rookie year. So, going to be exciting to see what Trevor Lawrence does. And then the Eagles. Jalen Hurts has 236 yards on the ground and 2 rushing touchdowns. Passing-wise, he has a pretty good season, 3,700 yards, 494 attempts, 33 touchdowns, 10 picks, 58% completion percentage, and a 96.4 QBR, and he is up 2 overall to a 73 overall, and only a normal development. So we will see. I wouldn't be surprised if Jalen Hurts becomes a backup pretty quickly. But we'll see what happens. And then the Bengals, we'll see what happens with Joe Burrow. He had the best season of all of quarterbacks. 4,000 passing yards, 484 attempts, 31 touchdowns, 9 picks, a 67% completion percentage. And his QBR was 106.6. Rushing, he had 144 yards and 0 touchdowns, and he is up to an 81 overall. So he improved 4 overall this entire year, and he is up to a superstar ability. And with that, we're going to go ahead and see what happens with the Eagles here in the playoffs. I wouldn't be surprised if they get knocked out. They do not. They win 17-14 against Stafford. And let's see what he did in the playoffs. So Jalen Hurts throws a touchdown, 201 yards, a 115.9 QBR, and he was sacked twice, and he had a 72% completion percentage. Versus Matt Stafford. Matt Stafford, looks like those 2 picks must have hurt them pretty badly. And so they will go on, the Eagles will go on to play the number 6 seed Saints. And let's see, probably didn't make it. They did not. They got bumped out by the Saints in the second round. Jalen Hurts Looks like he threw 2 touchdowns and a pick. Jameis Winston had 256 yards passing and no stats. Jalen Hurts was sacked twice. He had a 97.7 QBR and a 67% completion percentage. And so we will go ahead and we'll just sim to the Pro Bowl. We'll see if any of these guys made the Pro Bowl. None of the 3 quarterbacks made the Pro Bowl, so a little unfortunate there for the first season we got. And the Super Bowl is going to be Chiefs versus the Giants. We'll see what the yearly awards look like. MVP goes to Jimmy G. None of the quarterbacks had any shot at MVP. Joe Burrow he was on the board for Offensive Player of the Year. And Jalen Hurts was on the board for Offensive Player of the Year. Oh, hang on real quick. Let me see if Offensive Rookie of the Year is what I want to look for. Trevor Lawrence came in the number 3 spot. Trey Lance did pretty good. And actually, Devontae Smith had a pretty good year. So we'll go ahead and put this draft class in. Import local file. It's nice that we have all these draft classes that we downloaded last night. 2022. Where's 2022? Oh, there it is, right there. Okay. I know there's going to be 2 Arch Mannings again. That's going to just be what it is, to be honest. It's not super realistic, and there's not much to do about it. I can't do a whole lot about that. It is what it is. I am hoping that these go a little bit faster than they were going yesterday. Yesterday that went by. It took like 3 hours to do it. Excuse me. We'll go ahead and...
this is the last opportunity to re-sign your players or they'll become free agents.
Retirements. I really doubt anyone retire. Jared Cook. Let's see. Anybody that would retire that would affect the teams that we're looking at. No. Bruce Arians retires, though. And actually, the Giants beat the Chiefs in the playoffs, so that's pretty interesting. I do want to... League settings. I want to change something so that it makes the team that we're using off-season free agent bidding. No. Contract negotiations. We'll do auto. And injury management. We'll do auto. Okay. There. So we'll go ahead and advance the week, see what free agency brings. Make sure none of our quarterbacks are free agents. I really doubt. If anybody, it would be. So Carson Wentz only sticks it 1 year with the Colts, and he's going to be a free agent. Sam Darnold. So none of our quarterbacks are going to be free agents. So we'll go ahead and sim to the draft. Just want to make sure that Jalen Hurts is still the quarterback for the Eagles. Yes, he is, and he is up to a 74 overall. So he increased 1 overall from the playoff game. 2 playoff games, I guess. So we'll just go ahead and simulate the draft and check out the 3 teams when we're done, what they did to help improve. So, first things first, we'll go to the Jaguars. Jaguars pick up a left guard, pretty good left guard, help keep Trevor Lawrence safe. They get a decent corner, a decent halfback, and a pretty good steal of a linebacker in the 5th round, and then the rest is pretty much just backups. Eagles get a pretty good center in the 1st round out of Jarrett Patterson. Pretty decent tight end, Jeremy Ruckert. Sticks it out at Ohio State another year. Pretty good halfback. And the rest are just a bunch of backups, honestly. And then finally, the Bengals. They get a really good right end with the 15th pick. A pretty decent left tackle, pretty decent strong safety, pretty much a steal of a wide receiver in the 6th. And other than that, bunch of backups. So we will go ahead and advance the week.
Start your week by installing your game plan.
And sim to the playoffs. As I was saying yesterday, if you watched my stream or if you watched any of the video, after it was uploaded, keep an eye out on my channel. If I can figure it out, I'd like to screen record because I've got a mock draft that I've got coming up. And I think it's going to be pretty realistic. We're going to do things that are going to affect the draft, like the Deshaun Watson contract, the J.J. Watt stuff, the Urban Meyer hiring, all the stuff that's happened in the offseason, and we're going to talk about how that's going to affect the draft. So it's going to be pretty realistic. And okay, so we've got 2 teams, not the Eagles, but the Cowboys are the number 2 seed. Nice to see as a Cowboys fan. But the Eagles did not make the playoffs. However, the Jags and the Bengals both made the playoffs. So you got to love to see that. We will go ahead and check out the standings. Jaguars actually win the division at 10-6. So that's pretty interesting. Cowboys go 11-5. You love to see it. Jaguars just said 10-6. Bengals go 9-7, clinch a wild card berth, and then the Eagles looks like they went 6-10. So we'll check out what happens with all this stuff. Look at the stats. First go to the Jags and check out Trevor Lawrence. So Trevor Lawrence had a better year than last year with 4,000 passing yards, 512 attempts. Really good year for touchdown and interceptions. Only 5 picks to his 36 touchdowns. He had a 66% completion percentage. Looks like Gardner Minshew came in for a game or 2, and Trevor Lawrence had a 109 QBR, and he was sacked 34 times, so about 10 more times than, or no, sorry, 8 more times than he was last year. And he rushed for 215 yards on 50 attempts and a touchdown. And he is already a 90 overall quarterback. So Trevor Lawrence really improving. And then we'll go to the Eagles here, see what happens with Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts had a pretty good year rushing, 5 touchdowns, 246 yards on the ground. And quiet year for passing yards compared to last year. 3,400 out of 477 attempts. He had 26 touchdown passes and 7 picks. 61% completion percentage. His QBR was a 94.7. and he was sacked 27 times. What is he? He is a 76 overall, so he really improved from a 74 to a 76. He's already 25, but he's looking like he's going to remain the starter there for the Eagles, at least through next season. And then the Bengals, they went 9-7. Joe Burrow has only 3,300 passing yards, so kind of a quiet year for him. 466 attempts, 32 touchdowns, and 9 picks. 63% completion percentage. He has a 99.6 QBR. He was sacked only 25 times, so really good for that offensive line of the Bengals. He had 146 rushing yards and a rushing touchdown, and he is up to an 82, so he only increased 1 overall since last year, but he did make the playoffs this year, so we will go ahead and check it out, see who wins. One of the two teams has to win. I'm gonna guess the Jags, honestly. Wow, the Bengals topped over the Jags, so a little bit of experience there for Joey Burrow. Helps him knock off the Jags. So Joe Burrow threw for 3 touchdown passes, 0 picks. He had 140 QBR, so almost near perfect. His longest pass was 83 yards. He had 27 completions and 81 completion percentage. Meanwhile, Trevor Lawrence in the same game, 102 passing yards, a 1 touchdown pass, 77 QBR, 45% completion percentage, so not very great there for him. Joe Burrow had a rushing touchdown, so 4 touchdowns total, and 10 yards, and then I guess Trevor Lawrence didn't rush a single snap, so good day there for the Bengals, and they will go to play the Patriots next week. We'll see what happens to them. I doubt they'll win, but we'll see. They do. Oh, okay, wow. So it is going to be a Browns-Bengals AFC Championship game. That is one for the ages. And they actually knock off the Patriots pretty heavily. Joe Burrow throws 3 touchdown passes, 0 picks. He had 125.3 QBR. His longest pass was 68 yards, so Joe Burrow in the playoffs is pretty good. He has 67% completion percentage. He was only sacked once, and he's looking much better than Cam Newton in the playoffs, that's for sure. And so it all comes down to this one game to see if the Bengals make the playoffs. Joe Burrow, in his 3rd season in the league, is already in the playoffs, and boom, he makes the Super Bowl. The Bengals are in the Super Bowl 57 against the LA Rams. And we will see who made the Pro Bowl. Trevor Lawrence, so his first Pro Bowl appearance is in his 2nd year in the league. And Trevor Lawrence already 9+ overall than what he entered the league in. Really good for Trevor Lawrence. We'll go ahead and check out the game stats against the Browns. And they beat them by an entire touchdown. Joe Burrow, another 3 touchdown game. He had 276 passing yards, 140 QBR. Baker Mayfield had a pretty good game, but it looks like Nick Foles had to come in and play a little bit. Joe Burrow has 27 attempts. He had 19 completions, a 70% completion percentage. His longest pass was only 30 this time, but still pretty good. And then, let's see, Joe Burrow didn't have a rushing touchdown, but he had 9 yards on the ground out of 4 attempts. And in his 3rd season in the league, Joe Burrow is already in the Super Bowl. So we'll go ahead and look at the yearly awards. MVP goes to Ryan Tannehill. Trevor Lawrence was in 4th for MVP. And we'll go with AFC. Trevor Lawrence was in number 3 for Player of the Year. We're not going to look at Rookie of the Year. Jalen Hurts came in number 7th, looking for Offensive Player of the Year. Dak Prescott was right behind him, and Ezekiel Elliott was in number 2. So, Trevor Lawrence has a Rookie of the Year award. We'll go ahead and edit this draft class, import a local file for the 2023. Wait a little bit for that to import. Give me 1 second. I want to see if I can. Give me 1 second. Sorry, I don't mean to. Okay, sorry. I just wanted to share the link for my stream to someone. So what we're doing is we are, so we got another viewer. What we're doing is taking 3 players' careers, and we are just kind of simulating them in Madden, seeing what they do. Excuse me, and those players are Joe Burrow, Jalen Hurts, and Trevor Lawrence. So right now, we are at the second season, the Super Bowl, and we are about to see if Joe Burrow, in his 3rd season in the league, can win the Super Bowl. And oh boy, does he not win the Super Bowl. They lost. The Bengals lost 6-15. So really, actually, not that bad of a loss. Probably doesn't look like a very great game to watch. Looks like a pretty boring Super Bowl. Joe Burrow had 3 passing interceptions, only 174 yards. He had a touchdown, 54.8 QBR, and a 60% completion percentage. So Joe Burrow doesn't look very great in the Super Bowl, but he did make it into the Super Bowl to at least play in it. A lot of players don't even make it to play, as we saw last night in that stream. But we will go ahead and
you have a player healed from injury and ready to play.
See if any of our guys are free agents. I doubt they will be. Matthew Stafford just won the Super Bowl with the Rams, so, and none of our guys are in free agency, so we will be rolling with them into next season. Jalen Hurts was up to a 76 overall. Joe Burrow was an 87. I forget what Joe Burrow was. Trevor Lawrence was a 90 overall. So we'll simulate the draft here. See what guys are picked up in this 2023 draft for these teams. Start off with the Jags. Oops, one more. Jags get a really good receiver with pick number 20, 76 overall. Raheem Jarrett. Then they get a decent right guard, a pretty decent halfback, a steal of a free safety, and a bunch of backups. And then for the Eagles, they get a really, really, really good halfback with pick number 9, an 82 overall. Really going to help them. Dante Manning, a really good corner. They pick up a quarterback in the 3rd round to back up Hurts. And then finally, we're going to go with the Bengals. Sorry, I keep thinking it's the Chargers and the Cardinals like we were last night, but no. So, Bengals pick up a really good linebacker for the 1st round, a decent halfback, and a bunch of backups. Not a great draft for the Bengals, but good enough for them to hopefully
start your week by installing your game plan.
Super Bowl appearances. So we will go ahead and sim to the playoffs. But sorry, I meant to keep talking about my mock draft. Give me 1 second. Okay. Yeah, I've got a mock draft coming up. If I can figure out how to screen record on my laptop, we're going to be doing that. And then we're going to have probably a video of me either playing Madden and talking about it, or just literally a plain video of me going through the schedule for the teams next year and showing you what I predict their records are going to be. Something like that. I already have one done, but I don't think it's going to be very realistic, so I want to go back and fix it and make it into a video. It looks like who we working with? The Bengals, the Eagles, and the Jags. So the Jags and the Bengals miss the playoffs again. However, the Eagles sneak in. So we'll take a look at the records. Jags kind of fall off again this season, 7-9. Sorry, didn't mean to do that. So the Eagles go 8-8 and sneak into the playoffs. The Bengals go 7-9, and the Jags go 7-9. So, kind of disappointing seasons for these teams, even though one made it into the playoffs somehow. And Trevor Lawrence had a pretty decent year with 4,000 passing yards, 498 attempts with 314 completions, 28 touchdown passes, 5 picks, so pretty good ratio there. 63% completion percentage, a 103.2 QBR. He was sacked 41 times, so the most he's ever been sacked in the league. Rushing wise, Trevor Lawrence looks like he had almost 200 yards rushing, and a rushing touchdown. And he is up to a 93 overall, and he is just his 3rd year in the league. So pretty promising, or it's looking pretty promising for Trevor Lawrence, should I say it. Jalen Hurts almost had 200 yards rushing. He had an extra touchdown, more than who we were literally just looking at. Trevor Lawrence, an extra touchdown. Jalen Hurts, a little bit better passing-wise, 3,500 passing yards with almost 500 attempts and 300 completions, 29 touchdowns to 12 picks, and a 60% completion percentage, 91.5 QBR. He was sacked only 32 times, so pretty decent there. Whoops, didn't mean to back out of that. And Jalen Hurts is, what is he? He is up to a 77 overall. Okay, so only one improved overall from last year. And finally, we got Joe Burrow. He had 3,888 yards passing. Pretty good completion percentage, 64%, with 477 attempts, 310 completions. He had 32 touchdown passes, 10 picks, 103.8 QBR, and he was sacked 38 times, so sacked a decent amount. Let's see, Joe Burrow, he had 154 yards on the ground, 4 rushing touchdowns, 47 attempts, and Joe Burrow is up to an 85 overall in his 4th year in the league. So Joe Burrow looking like a good quarterback. He made the Super Bowl last year, so that was pretty good. And we'll go ahead and see if the Eagles probably get knocked off in the first round, but we'll see. And yes, they do. The Seahawks knocked them off by a 10-point lead. A game with Jalen Hurts. Threw a pick and a touchdown. He had a 72.9 passer rating, 255 passing yards. Longest pass was 25 yards. He was sacked twice, and he had a 51% completion percentage. Rushing wise, he looks like he had 21 yards on the ground for about 7 yards per carry. And so with that, we will just go ahead and sim to the Super Bowl. Sorry, not the Super Bowl. We're going to sim to the Pro Bowl. Because I want to see if any of these guys made the Pro Bowl. So far, just Trevor Lawrence has made the Pro Bowl. And again, none of them make the Pro Bowl. Trey Lance does, however. So we might be looking at him in another one of these videos down the road. But as of right now, it looks like the Browns and the Seahawks are going to be in the Super Bowl. And none of our guys are going to be in the Super Bowl. So we'll go ahead and put this draft class in. $2024. I really am enjoying doing these. I think it's very, very interesting seeing how these players' careers work out. We'll go ahead and look at the yearly awards. I doubt any of these guys were in the MVP race. Justin Fields gets MVP. So, wow, that's a big... Joe Burrow was actually number 7 in the MVP race. Dak Prescott was number 10. Trevor Lawrence was number 6. Joe Burrow was number 7 for looking for Offensive Player of the Year. And then, let's see, Dak Prescott. And Jalen Hurts was number 10 in the Offensive Player of the Year for the NFC. Go ahead and advance the week. I hope the Browns win, even though it's Madden. Wow, they blow out the Seahawks, so that's pretty interesting. We forgot to look at these last season, so we'll go ahead and look at these, just see if any of these guys are going to affect the teams that we're watching, not playing with, sorry. And no, Mike McCarthy retires, though. Excuse me. See if any of our guys are free agents. Tua's a free agent. Other than that, nobody. Matthew Stafford is already down to 71 overall. Pretty interesting. Excuse me. I will say these are not super realistic because the team that you're using, it doesn't really give them a chance to go out and sign the person. Which, I mean, I don't know. I guess we could probably figure out a way around that somehow, but I don't really know how to do it. I think this is the most efficient way to do it. There's one team that is kind of screwed and doesn't have a shot at any of these guys, but nonetheless, Jaguars get a decent left end, decent corner. They go quarterback, CJ Stroud in the 3rd round. So 68 overall. And then these guys probably won't be too much of an influence on the teams, but nonetheless, they got him. So the Eagles get Jackson Smith and Njigba, really good receiver in my opinion. He's only a 71 in the game, but he's good in real life in my opinion. Another good receiver. They go left tackle in the second round, and then a bunch of backups probably. And then finally the Bengals pick up a mediocre left tackle in the first round, a pretty good halfback in the second round, a decent strong safety, and a backup quarterback. Those are some guys that sorry, I got an ESPN alert just now that Tiger Woods was in a bad accident. So not really
Start
an
your
extraordinary
week by
draft for any of
installing
these
your game
teams,
plan.
but we will go ahead and sim to the playoffs, see what their season is like now. See what they do. Man, all these athletes just getting injured or killed, it's just kind of scary. Oh wow, that simmed very fast. Okay. Alright, sorry, I got a little distracted again by that Tiger Woods thing. So the Bengals are in the playoffs, and that's it. No Jags and no Eagles. But the Bengals, I believe it said they had the 6th seed. Jags go 8-8, so a 1-game improvement on last season. Cowboys go 9-7. Bengals go 9-7. The Eagles go 8-8, and then Jags go 8-8 as well. So seems like these teams have pretty similar records for the most part. In these videos, I know it's not like anything I can control or anything. Wow, Trevor Lawrence must have been injured. He only had 2,500 passing yards, 13 touchdowns, and 10 picks. So definitely his worst year so far. CJ Stroud came in and played a little bit. So Trevor Lawrence got injured. He had a 57% completion percentage, only an 80.3 QBR. He was sacked 29 times. Rushing wise, he had a touchdown and 158 yards on the ground. He is a 95 overall, so I think he improved 2 overall, I want to say. I think he was a 93. So he must have been injured. Jalen Hurts had 117 yards on the ground, 2 rushing touchdowns. A very, very quiet year for Jalen Hurts as well. Want to know if he got hurt as well. 1,800 passing yards, 13 touchdowns, 3 picks. So good in the interceptions. His attempts was only 261. He had a 62% completion percentage, 96.1 QBR. He was only sacked 17 times. This Jeff Sims, don't know who he is. He's a 71 overall. He comes in and plays for Jalen Hurts. Let's see. Stats and contracts. Let's see. What does it say? Like, whoops, I didn't mean to back into that. Whoops, whoops, whoops. Does it say if he gets injured? I don't think it says if a player got injured or not. Jalen Hurts, he went up an overall point. He's a 78 overall. Let's see if it shows games played. 9. So he must have gotten injured. Oops. Did not need to do that. So we'll go to the Bengals here. Check out Joey Burrow. Almost said Joey Bosa. Joe Burrow definitely had the best year of the three. It comes in with 67% completion percentage with 500 attempts and 335 completions. Almost 3,900 passing yards. 30 touchdowns, 10 picks, 102.0 QBR. He was sacked 20 times. Rushing, he had a touchdown and 130 yards on the ground. And Joe Burrow's up to an 86 overall, so +1 overall this year. And they made the playoffs. I believe. They were the team that made the playoffs, I think. Right? I think they were. And they get knocked out in the first round, so not a great season ending for Joe Burrow. Zach Wilson is the quarterback of the Colts. Pretty interesting. Joe Burrow had 225 passing yards, a 60 QBR, 1 touchdown, 2 picks. He was sacked 6 times. Wow. Probably didn't help. And he had a 53% completion percentage. And meanwhile, Joe Burrow had 8 yards on the ground. So, not a great playoff game for Joe Burrow. He does make the playoffs, so a little bit of a experience in them there for him. You always love to see these guys at least make the playoffs. And we'll see if any of these guys made the Pro Bowl. Joe Burrow did indeed make the playoff, or the Pro Bowl, sorry. So his first Pro Bowl appearance. Jalen Hurts is the only one to not make the playoffs, or make the Pro Bowl, sorry. We'll go ahead and look at yearly awards. So that looks like a good Super Bowl. Tua Tagovailoa is on the Titans. Ryan Tannehill is on the Packers. Whoops. Joe Burrow was in number 6 running for Offensive Player of the Year. And that's it. We'll go ahead and put this draft class in. One thing that is interesting is like seeing the guys that we simulated their careers last night in the video before this. It's interesting seeing their careers in this as well, and like how like Tua Tagovailoa is the quarterback for the Titans, and they're in the Super Bowl right now, so it's kind of interesting to see that. And whether he wins the Super Bowl, it'll be interesting because oh, he didn't, but nonetheless, you know, it's just interesting to see. Not really anybody that I'm seeing so far that's going to affect. Okay, so Brandon Graham retires, Brandon Brooks retires, and Lane Johnson retires. So those are going to affect Jalen Hurts. And other than that, it sounds like I just got an ESPN alert. Probably about Tiger Woods again. Yeah. Single car rollover crash near Los Angeles. Pulled from his vehicle from Joseph. Okay, prayers go out to Tiger Woods. I hope he's alright. I know he's not the greatest person in the world, but whatever, you know. Just gotta hope he's alright. So, still none of our quarterbacks are free agents. You love to see it. Whoops.
All combine stats, such as the 40-yard dash, are now available in scouting.
And sim to the draft here. And then we will simulate the draft. Yeah. If I actually ever get viewers on this video, let me know what you guys think. Who my next 3 or 4 people should be. 4 is kind of a bit much. I could do 2 and I could do 3. I don't know if I want to do 4 in one video. That'd be kind of a lot. But I would be happy to do 3 or 2, or even just 1. That's quite a bit of setup for just 1, but you know, I'll do whatever. Okay, so Jags get a good right tackle in the first round. They get a really good halfback in the second round. Absolute steal. A decent left guard, and probably a bunch of backups in later rounds. The Eagles get a decent left end, a really good free safety in the second round, pretty good right end. Surprised they didn't look at offensive line, honestly. They must feel confident with what they did in free agency. I didn't even look at what they did in free agency, but they must be confident. Meanwhile, the Bengals get a decent right end. Sorry about that. So I said the Bengals got a alright right end, not great. A decent halfback, a pretty good linebacker for the 6th round, and other than that, we're looking pretty good with the Bengals. We'll go ahead and simulate to next
Start
week.
your week by installing your game plan.
Simulate to the playoffs. One thing I really enjoy about Madden 21 franchise is how quickly it simulates. Like, we were just in preseason, it's already on week 7. Like, what the crap? It's simulating so fast. I don't understand why it took so long in previous Maddens to simulate, but maybe it's, I don't know, maybe it's the amount of storage I had, or I don't know, that probably plays a little bit of a factor in there. But we're already on week 17. We will find out if we made it into the playoffs with any of these guys. Eagles, no. Bengals and Jags. None of the teams made the playoffs, so pretty unfortunate there. So we'll look at these records here. Looks like the best team was the Jags. They went 7-9, and then The Bengals went 5-11, and the Eagles went 4-12. So, not great there for our teams. They will have the first and second overall picks, so maybe we will watch that. We'll see. We'll go ahead and look at stats. Looks like Deshaun Watson had a pretty good year in passing, but not focusing on him. Jags. Looks like Trevor Lawrence played for most of the season. Maybe missed one game, looks like. No, I guess he played all 16 games. He had 3,600 passing yards, 483 attempts with 288 completions. Rounds up to about a 59% completion percentage. Threw a decent amount of interceptions, had 28 touchdown passes, 94.8 QBR, and he was sacked 33 times. He has a 97 overall superstar ability quarterback, so pretty good there for him. He had 177 yards on the ground and a touchdown. And then Jalen Hurts. Looks like he had probably, I would say, his best rushing year yards-wise, with 230, 0 touchdowns. Passing-wise, looks like he was pretty much the only quarterback besides this backup that played. So, 3,400 passing yards, 485 attempts, and 290 completions. Rounds out to another 59% completion percentage. With only an With only an 82.8 QBR. He had a lot of passing touchdowns and not a whole lot of touchdowns. Or a lot of interceptions and not a whole lot of touchdowns. Sorry, that's what I meant to say. He's a 79 overall, so went up 1 overall. And he was sacked 39 times. And then to round off the stats, we'll go with Joe Burrow. Pretty decent year there. 4,100 passing yards, 549 attempts, 350 completions. Rounds out to about a 63% completion percentage. Joe Burrow also had 21 interceptions, but he had 30 touchdowns, so not a great ratio there. QBR was 88.8. He was sacked 23 times. Pretty good. And rushing-wise, looks like he had 168 yards and 2 touchdowns. And he is at an 87 overall still. So didn't really budge. Not sure if he'll go up much more overalls. But we'll just go ahead and sim. I wish you could sim to the Pro Bowl instead of having to sim like every week individually. So, let's see if any of these guys made the Pro Bowl. No, they did not. None of the quarterbacks made the Pro Bowl. So, still no Pro Bowl appearance for Jalen Hurts. Super Bowl looks like it's going to be the Browns versus the Vikings. Interesting Super Bowl. Be probably pretty entertaining to watch, I guess. Baker Mayfield, 13-3, won the MVP. Still with the Browns. Tua is still with the Titans. And let's see if any of our guys were... Trevor Lawrence was in the running for Offensive Player of the Year. And Jalen Hurts was nowhere in the running. I'm not surprised because Jalen Hurts had a pretty down year. So we'll go ahead and look. This is 2026 draft. Oops, didn't mean to do this. Meant to just import a local file. 2026. once we get past what we have downloaded, we'll just start rolling with the Madden made franchise draft class, whatever. So who does Madden think is going to win this Super Bowl? The Vikings. Go ahead and look at retirements. Keenan Allen was on the Vikings. Pretty interesting. So Jake Matthews retires. Mitch Morse retires. So two key linemen there for the Jags. And then other than that, looks like Philip Lindsay retires after 8 years. Wow. Okay. Other than that, that looks like the only key guys that retired. We'll see if we got any free agent quarterbacks that we're watching. Zach Martin's a free agent. Tulia's a free agent. Doesn't look like any of our guys are free agents, so that's good. Go ahead and sim to the draft here. Whoops, didn't mean to hit that. Oh well. Excuse me. Gonna simulate this draft. Excuse me again. Sorry. Go ahead and take a look at this draft recap. So they get a really good corner, 77 overall, pretty good left end. Interesting. They take a quarterback in the 3rd round, and the quarterback is pretty good. Pretty good tight end, and then a bunch of 64 overalls. Meanwhile, the Eagles also get a pretty good corner. They also get a very good linebacker. And wow, okay, so they take a quarterback in the 3rd round, Malachi Nelson, and he is a 76 overall. So should be interesting to see what happens quarterback-wise with the Eagles. Whether Jalen Hurts actually plays the entire season or not. Give me 1 second again. Okay, sorry about that. We got a defensive tackle. He is a 72 overall. A corner. It's pretty good. And not really great picks after that.
Start your week by installing your game plan.
Let's just sim playoffs. I was gonna sim mid-season and see what we had going on with Jalen Hurts, but we will just see at the end of the season, I guess, what happened with Jalen Hurts. It's interesting that they picked up a quarterback. I guess it's really not interesting that they picked him up in the third round. It's just interesting that they got that good of a quarterback in the third round. And with that good of a quarterback, what they're going to end up doing with him. Like, because Jalen Hurts is only a 79, so he's only 3+ overalls better. And if this 76 overall guy does any better, then we'll see. The Jags are the first seed, and they get a first-round bye. The Eagles don't make the playoffs, and the Bengals do not make the playoffs. So the Jags get a first-round bye, and they win the division at 12-4 with behind Trevor Lawrence. And then behind him, we've got the Eagles at 7-9, and the Bengals at 5-11. So not great seasons for them. And we'll look at the stats here. Whoops, not the Jets, Jaguars. Okay, Trevor Lawrence, he's got 3,500 passing yards, about a 61% completion percentage, made out from his 306 completions per 495 attempts, 28 touchdown passes, 6 interceptions, and he was sacked 33 times. Let's see what his rushing looked like. Maybe. Maybe not. I don't know. What's happening here? There has to be rushing stats. Whatever. We'll come back to that in a minute. See what is happening. Error. Hey, servers are not available. What on earth? Great. What is happening? What the crap just happened? Alright, hopefully that doesn't mess stuff up. I really hope that did just not save any of that. Okay, good. Alright. Don't know what happened there. I'm just glad I don't have to end the episode abruptly because of that. Okay, so where were we? We were at the Jaguars. Rushing stats. Okay. Trevor Lawrence, 206 yards on the ground. And he is up to a 98 overall superstar quarterback. Boy, oh boy, I love seeing that. Trevor Lawrence. It looks like James Robinson had 1,300 yards on the ground. So that could have helped them in their good season. Meanwhile, the Eagles and Jalen Hurts, he had a pretty good season compared to last season, with 3,777 yards, 24 touchdowns, 15 picks, a 60% completion percentage, 86.6 QBR. He was sacked 47 times. That's a lot of sacks. Holy crap. And then, looks like that guy, that quarterback that they drafted wasn't too big of an issue. Jalen Hurts had 232 rushing yards and rushing touchdown. And Jalen Hurts is finally an 80 overall. Finally makes it into the 80s. Joe Burrow, 2 rushing touchdowns, 152 yards, and 3,800 passing yards with 65% completion percentage, 27 touchdowns, 16 picks, 93.8 QBR. He was sacked 35 times. Looks like he played 15 games, must have been out for one, and this Shane Ellingworth came in and played for him. So, we will go ahead and simulate wildcard weekend, and then we'll see who the Jags are playing. Kansas City, number 7 Kansas City too. So hopefully the Jags made it, and they got knocked off by 1 touchdown by the Chiefs. The number 7 Chiefs. Wow. Okay. Patrick Mahomes threw for 2. Sorry, not Patrick Mahomes. Trevor Lawrence threw for 2 touchdowns, 346 yards, a 111 QBR. He had 50-yard pass was as long. He was sacked twice, and looks like he rushed for 13 yards. So, bummer there that the Jags didn't get anywhere with that. They had the first round bye, and they got knocked off right off the bat. So that's pretty unfortunate. We will go ahead and see if anybody made the Pro Bowl. I'm going to guess that Trevor Lawrence will make the Pro Bowl for the 2nd time. Holy crap, he didn't. Wow. Somehow Trevor Lawrence got snubbed from the Pro Bowl. Okay. Anyways, Super Bowl is going to be the Browns versus the Packers. Yearly awards. Looks like Deshaun Watson got MVP. Russell Wilson's on the Packers. Wow. Trevor Lawrence wasn't even in the running for MVP. Or Offensive Player of the Year. How? Okay. Confused. Arch Manning. And nothing in the NFC. I'll go ahead and put this 2027 draft class in. Oh, I wish it would take less time to import this draft class. Oh look, there's Arch Manning again. Let's see if I can delete him actually real quick. I think I can do that, right? Can't you do that? Huh. I'm... Okay, never mind. I don't care. It doesn't really matter much to me. I was just gonna see if I could do anything about that, but I don't really care. Whatever. We'll see if there's any key retirements for any of these teams. Carson Wentz retires. Jadeveon Clowney retires. Tyron Smith retires. Really, really key left tackle there for the Jags. He's gone. Other than that, doesn't look like anyone really retired. Mike Tomlin and Sean Payton both retired. Let's see if any of our guys are free agents. This Io Guelele is a 99 overall superstar X Factor. And then it doesn't look like any of our guys are free agents. So they're all still with their original teams. Pretty impressive, not gonna lie. I'm really surprised that Jalen Hurts stuck with the Eagles this long. I was kind of half expecting him to stick out a year, get cut, become a free agent, sign somewhere as backup. That's honestly what I was expecting. But he's been the starter for the Eagles all this time, and I'm kind of surprised. But we'll go ahead and take a look at these free agents. Go to the Jags. Jags pick up a stud at strong safety in the first round. Pretty decent center. Didn't really fix their offensive line issues. Nope. Go to the Eagles, please. Thank you. Pretty trash left tackle in the first round. Then they got a stud at strong safety in the second round. So just mix those two. Pretty decent center. Pretty decent linebacker. And that's about it there for the Eagles. And then the Bengals get a pretty good defensive tackle, pretty good linebacker, decent free safety, a steal of a corner, a pretty good wide receiver, and that's about it. Not great. Not much great, at least, in that draft.
Start your week by installing your game plan.
And we will sim to the playoffs. Hopefully, I want to see one of these teams win a Super Bowl. One of these guys need to win a Super Bowl. So far, we've not been successful. Last night when we did Kyler Murray, Tua, and who was the other one we did last night? Kyler, Tua. Justin Herbert. All three of those guys did not make, or they didn't win any Super Bowls. Tua was in a Super Bowl as a backup, but they lost. Or wait, did they? I can't remember if they won or lost now. I think they lost. No Eagles, no Bengals, no Jags. Wow, okay. We'll go ahead and look at their records. Jags went 7-9. Dolphins had the best record. Bengals went 7-9. I just said that. Or wait, no. Bengals went 9-7. Sorry. Wait. Did Bengals really not make the playoffs? Wow. Okay. And the Titans did. That's crazy. And then the Jags went 7-9. That's who I meant. Jags. And then the Eagles went 6-10 for the second time in this franchise. We'll look at the stats. Let's go to the Jacksonville Jaguars. Trevor Lawrence had a pretty decent year. 3,800 passing yards, 31 touchdowns, 11 picks, 60% completion percentage, 95.9 QBR. Longest pass was 75 yards, and he was sacked 26 times, so pretty good there. And rushing-wise, he had 172 yards on the ground, and Trevor Lawrence is a 99 overall quarterback. So, highest you can be, Trevor Lawrence has got it. Then we have Jalen Hurts with 200 yards on the ground and a touchdown. 3,700 passing yards, 26 touchdowns, 10 interceptions, 64 passing percentage, 97.9 QBR, and he was sacked 54 times. So, terrible O-line there for Jalen Hurts. And I imagine he will start regressing as he is an 80 overall and 30 years old. Meanwhile, Joe Burrow, 3,500 passing yards, 29 touchdowns, 12 picks, 65% completion percentage, 96.8 QBR. He was sacked 25 times. He is an 87 overall still. And had a touchdown and 136 yards on the ground. He is 31 years old. So, none of these teams made the playoffs. Let's go ahead and sim to the Pro Bowl. See if any of these guys made the Pro Bowl. So far, we only have one Pro Bowl appearance for Lawrence and one for Burrow, and that's it. None for Jalen Hurts. Sorry. Justin Herbert made it. So none of our guys did. Okay. And Super Bowl actually looks pretty good. 60 Super Bowl 62 is the Dolphins and the 49ers. Yearly awards MVP is going to go to Patrick Mahomes. And 2 Arch Mannings there. Gotta love it. And none of our guys were in either running for anything, so go ahead and put that 2028, right? 2028? Hold up. What year are we in? Why am I blanking on what year we're in? Oh well. Maybe we'll just do the Madden predicted. That's what we'll do. We'll just do the Madden generated rookies. Any key retirements? Any guys? Russell Wilson retires. Other than that, Devontae Adams, Amari Cooper, Leo Collins, and then none of the guys for our 3 teams. So probably next year is when we should start like really looking for the quarterbacks that we're watching retiring, and I imagine one of them will be a free agent at least, right? I would think they would have to be. And no, okay, I was wrong. Graham Mertz is 79. Dak Prescott's 35 years old. He's 79 overall. Be curious where he does end up signing, but it is nice to see that in Madden, at least, they think that Dak Prescott should continue to be a Cowboy. I just want to really quick see. Josh Jacobs went to the Cowboys. Wow. Dak Prescott went to the Eagles. Oh boy. Oh boy. Should be interesting. Jalen Hurts might be out of a job. We'll go ahead and look at the draft recap. A good linebacker, a good defensive tackle for the Jags, a decent defensive tackle, and that's about it. And then a good right end and corner, pretty good halfback, pretty good linebacker for the Bengals. Bengals probably had the best draft class of all of them.
Start your week by installing your game plan.
Season here for a second. I want to see who the projected starter is for the Eagles.
Start your week by installing your game plan.
Depth chart for the Eagles real quick. Dak Prescott is the projected starter for the Eagles. So Jalen Hurts will not be playing this season. He will be the backup to Dak Prescott in Philadelphia. Interesting. Very interesting. We will see if that maintains throughout the season and what his stats are going to be, if he even plays anything at all. In real life, I would absolutely hate seeing Dak Prescott in an Eagles uniform. I would say that I'm more of a Dak Prescott fan than a Cowboys fan. So to see him in an Eagles outfit would just be kind of annoying, because I hate Eagles fans more than I would dislike seeing Dak Prescott anywhere else, to be honest. Like I don't know if that makes sense, but so Jacksonville is the only team that makes the playoffs, and they are the number 4 seed. We'll go ahead and look at. They obviously didn't win the division. Oh, maybe they did. They went 8-8, sneaking into the playoffs. Teams like to go 8-8 in these simulations for some reason. Eagles went 8-8, missed the playoffs, but the Jags went 8-8 and didn't miss the playoffs, and then the Bengals went 8-8 and missed the playoffs. So, we'll go ahead and check out the Jags. So 3,500 passing yards for Trevor Lawrence, 21 touchdowns, 17 picks. Definitely not his greatest year. 61% completion percentage, 85.5 QBR. He was sacked 37 times, and it looks like he played every game. So I'm not sure where that other stat is coming for those guys. Dak Prescott was the starter indeed for them, but Jalen Hurts had 2 yards passing and a 50% completion percentage. Comes out to about a 56.2 QBR. His longest pass was literally 3 yards, and he played 81 downs. We'll go ahead and see. Must have had a rush. Okay, so he's 5 yards. He's 79 overall still. I meant to look at Trevor Lawrence's overall, if he's still 99. He is still 99, okay. So Trevor Lawrence will probably have the longest career out of these guys. Joe Burrow, he had 3,900 passing yards, 28 touchdowns, 14 picks, 67% completion percentage. He was sacked 42 times, and he had a 98.7 QBR. He is down to an 86, so he's regressing by 1 overall so far. He had 3 rushing touchdowns and 130 yards on the ground. And with that, we will simulate to see if the Jags can hold on in the playoffs. Probably not, because none of these teams ever freaking win anything. Yeah, so they lost by 14 in the first round to the Bills. Looks like Trevor Lawrence threw 3 picks, 0 touchdowns. He was sacked 3 times. He had 218 yards and a 55% completion percentage. And it looks like he had only 6 yards on the ground. So pretty pathetic there. We'll see if he at least made the Pro Bowl. I mean, probably not, but Browns and football team is Super Bowl. Looks like a pretty good Super Bowl, actually. So none of our guys made the Pro Bowl. So still only the 2 Pro Bowl appearances for each quarterback besides Jalen Hurts. Yearly awards: 201 MVP. We're just gonna look at AFC because Jalen Hurts didn't play at all except for the 1 snap. So Texans went 2-14, and we'll go ahead and simulate to the offseason. I'm going to guess that Jalen Hurts is a free agent, or Dak Prescott is a free agent. I doubt either one. Well, I doubt they will be together on the same team. Let's see. Leonard Williams retires. Ezekiel Elliott retires, but we're not looking at them. Shaq Mason, so right guard for Joey Burrow, retires. Somehow Carson Wentz retires again. Ron Rivera and Vic Fangio retire. And then we'll look at free agents here. It's either going to be Dak Prescott or... Oh, okay, Dak Prescott. He regressed already, down 5 overalls. He's 36. So what it looks like is Jalen Hurts is still going to be on the Eagles, hopefully. Go ahead and send to the draft. I mean, Deshaun Watson has not moved at all. He is still a Texan, so good to see that, at least. That's not affecting or impacting them. Like, they wouldn't sign with the Texans, obviously. You know what I mean? I think it's pretty fair. Jaguars get completely ripped of a draft. Like, terrible draft. I'm not even going to go through that. Eagles get a good left guard, a good defensive tackle, a decent tight end, and then pretty much ripped of the rest of their draft. And then the Bengals get a decent right guard, pretty good halfback, pretty good wide receiver, and a pretty good strong safety. So, I'm going to go ahead and advance to week
Start
1
your week by installing your game plan
of the regular season. We just want to make sure that Jalen Hurts is going to be the starting quarterback.
Start your week by installing your game plan.
Excuse me. For the Eagles is what we're going to check here. No, he's actually going to be a backup behind Malachi Nelson again. So he is still a backup. Jalen Hurts regressed 2 overall. So we'll sim this season. So it looks like Jalen Hurts' starting job has been taken, and he will no longer play as a starter in the league. If it was me, as a football player, and I had been in a similar situation where I was starting all of those games, and then suddenly my starting job got taken away, I probably would stay in the league as a backup for quite a bit of time, because you're not taking hits, you're getting paid, you're having fun, you're still playing, like, at practice and stuff. I would probably stay, like, into my 40s playing. I don't know. But no Eagles, but we've got the Bengals and the Jags for the second time facing off against each other. Jags won the division at 10-6, and the Bengals were 9-7, and then the Eagles looks like they went 7-9, missing the playoffs. I'm just curious how old Deshaun Watson is. Really quick, I just want to see that. Oh, there's... I'm not going to go through it. I'm not doing that. I just wanted to see how old he was, but not doing all that. Okay, so Trevor Lawrence, still the starting quarterback, 3,700 yards, 320 completions for 510 attempts, 31 touchdowns, 7 picks, so pretty good in that ratio there. 62% completion percentage, almost 100 QBR. He was sacked 30 times. What did he rush for? He rushed for 224 yards and 2 touchdowns, so probably his best year in rushing, or one of his best years. He's still 99 overall. Great for him. Eagles-wise, looks like Jalen Hurts had 0 rushing yards, 0 attempts. He had, sitting behind a backup that played pretty well, he had 10 passing yards, a 66% completion percentage with 3 attempts and 2 completions. QBR was 71.5, his longest pass was 7 yards, and he was sacked 0 times and played, or I guess didn't really play 16 games, but he was like active for 16 games, you know. And then we got Joe Burrow, 3,800 yards passing, 28 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, so a 4-to-1 ratio there. 63% completion percentage, a 99.7 QBR. He was sacked 37 times. He is an 84 overall, so he regressed 3 overall. Rushing-wise, it looks like Joe Burrow had 206 yards rushing, so actually pretty good rushing there. And he is in the playoffs, so still no Super Bowl win for any of these guys. One of them has to have won, and it's going to be the Bengals, so they actually beat the Jags pretty greatly. Pretty greatly. I don't know why I just said that. They beat them by a lot, you know. That's what I'm trying to say. Passing, Gabari Johnson. For some reason he came in, passed for 3 yards and a touchdown. Joe Burrow had 2 passing touchdowns, 134 yards. He was sacked once, 65% completion percentage. And then on the opposite side, we got Trevor Lawrence with 264 yards, a touchdown and a pick, a 77.8 rating, and a 61% completion percentage, and he was sacked 5 times. Rushing, let's see if any of these guys had any rushing. Trevor Lawrence had 20 yards on the ground. Joe Burrow had 2 yards on the ground. And the Bengals will face the number 1 seed, Browns, and they're going to probably get knocked off. I'm going to guess right now that they did not win. Guaranteed it. Holy crap, they won. Okay. They won. What did the game look like? So Joe Burrow passed for a touchdown. He was sacked twice. He had an 89.2 QBR. 61% completion percentage. And rushing, looks like he had 9 yards. And they're going to play the number 2 Dolphins. And I will probably guess that they're going to lose. I'm going to be honest. I don't think they can do it. Yep, they lost. Okay. So, oh my. They lost by 1. Wow. Okay. That kind of makes me mad. And it was in overtime. No, it wasn't. Maybe not. I don't know. I can't really tell. He passed for a touchdown, had a pick, 86.5 rating. He was sacked 3 times, and he had a 64% completion percentage, passed for 290 yards. Doesn't look like he ran. No. And holy crap, they got knocked off by 1 point. Oh my gosh, that's so sad. And yet, none of them made the Pro Bowl. Good grief. Yearly awards. MVP goes to none of them. We're just going to look at AFC again because Trevor Lawrence was in number 6 for Offensive Player of the Year, and Joe Burrow was at number 8. So, not bad, not bad. And then we'll just go ahead and sim. Maybe at least the Dolphins will win. Who knows? That actually looks like a really good Super Bowl, not going to lie. And they did. 2029 retirements. I'm just going to look pretty closely. Just make sure none of our guys retired. No, okay. None of them are retired yet. We'll see if any of them are free agents. My guess is at least Jalen Hurts is going to retire. That's my guess. Or not retire, be a free agent, sorry. Malachi Nelson is a free agent. Tulia. Jalen Hurts is indeed a free agent at 75 overall. So we'll pay close attention to where he ends up going. Zach Wilson. And other than him, he's the only one. Wouldn't be surprised if he goes unsigned, honestly. Real quick, look at the league signings. Quarterback. Wow, so someone signed Mac Jones as a 69 overall player, but did not sign Jalen Hurts at a 75 overall. So that's kind of depressing, honestly, but Jalen Hurts is going to be a free agent. Probably not get signed to any team. Go ahead and look at the recap real quick. See if there's any key players. Not really. He had a pretty good receiver in the 6th round. I'm starting to race through these again. I'm sorry. The Eagles got a really good left end. And other than that, that's about it. Bengals had a really crappy draft. Not even going to worry about the rest of this. We will
start your week by installing your
go
game plan
to the regular season and see the free agents and see if Jalen Hurts is still a free agent.
Start your week by installing your game plan.
Free agents here real quick. Quarterback. There's Tulia and there's Jalen. Okay. We are going to, really quick, throughout the season, we're going to change a setting just to see if he does end up signing with us. Auto. Okay. And then we'll change that at the end of the season, obviously, but oops. I just want to do that because I want to see if the Texans end up signing him as a backup or anything. I don't want his chances to be like messed up because we're losing the one team that would actually sign him, you know. And I don't even know if Deshaun Watson was still on the team or not, to be honest. I didn't even look, but I just want it to be fair for Jalen Hurts. I'll go ahead and see if any of our teams made it. The Jags made it, and, well, the Eagles made it, but Jalen Hurts isn't on them anymore, so just Trevor Lawrence. They won the division again at 10-6. Bengals, where did they go? Bengals went 9-7, barely missing playoffs. Holy crap! We will check free agents. Jalen Hurts is still a free agent. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and turn that off now. I just wanted to do that throughout the season. Okay, that's literally all I wanted to change. The Texans did not sign him. Obviously, he's not going to have any stats because he was a free agent. So we'll just go to the Jags. Trevor Lawrence had basically 3,800 passing yards. 24 touchdowns, 17 picks, 64% completion percentage, a 90.7 QBR. He was sacked 34 times. Rushing wise, looks like he had 139 yards with the most rushing touchdowns he's ever had. He is still a 99 overall, so you love to see that. The Bengals. Joe Burrow had 3 rushing touchdowns, 122 yards. Great season for Joe Burrow here. With him being, 32? 4,000 passing yards, 32 touchdowns, 12 picks, 65% completion percentage. He was sacked 28 times. He had 101.4 QBR. And he is down to an 82 overall. So he's regressing quite quickly. The Jags are the only one in the playoffs, so we will go ahead and simulate that. I'm going to guess they get knocked out because they always do. And yeah, they lost by a touchdown. So Trevor Lawrence can do it all except in the playoffs. He cannot do it in the playoffs, and he got knocked out by Tua. And Trevor Lawrence had a 92 passer rating, 234 yards, 2 touchdowns, a pick, a sack. He was sacked once, 64 completion percentage. He had 11 yards on the ground, and depressing there for Trevor Lawrence. See if any of these guys made the Pro Bowl at least. Not sure if they will. Trevor Lawrence, or not, sorry, not Trevor Lawrence. Joe Burrow might. He did not. So we're just gonna sim Super Bowl. Holy crap, the Jets are in the Super Bowl. What a way. What a year. The Jets are in the Super Bowl. Kyler Murray gets MVP. AFC wise, Joe Burrow was at number 8 for Offensive Player of the Year. Just go ahead and see who wins. I will freaking pass out if it's the Jets that won the Super Bowl. Okay, good. Really good. Okay. Colton Miller, KK. Whoop. Almost did it. Not gonna do it. Almost said it. Terry McLaurin. Cleveland Farrell. Christmas CMC. Jair Alexander retires. Joe Mixon retires. Let's see. We're looking for him. Jamal Adams retires. DJ Moore. We're looking for him. Don't be surprised if Jalen Hurts retires. Sam Darnold retires. Okay, I didn't see Jalen Hurts. Alright. He must still be in the league. Let's see. Joe Burrow has now become a free agent, no longer with the Bengals. Jalen Hurts. He is a 72 overall, regress 3 overall. Okay, so I'll go ahead and just sim to the draft. See if Joe Burrow signs with anyone. Oops. So, looks like Joe Burrow did not sign with anyone. Wait, where did he go? He didn't retire, did he? Oh, he's right there. Okay, I'm stupid. Sorry. Give me 1 second. Okay, so now we have 2 guys who are free agents. Literally, Trevor Lawrence is the only one on the team right now. Sorry, that was probably annoying. We're literally just gonna look at the Jags now. Jags had a decent corner, and that's it. Oops, didn't mean to hit settings. Or not settings, news. I did mean to hit settings. Now we're gonna auto. All that stuff auto.
Start your week by installing your game plan.
We're gonna jump to the regular season just to see if Joe Burrow goes anywhere. If not, then we'll just go ahead and sim.
Start your week by installing your game plan.
Oh wait, Joe Burrow's not. Jalen Hurts is. Okay, let's see. Let's see if Joe Burrow went somewhere. Or maybe he retired. Let's just go NFL. Joe Burrow, he was down to like an 80 something. Wait, Deshaun Watson's down to an 83. Sorry, I just want to see that. Joe Burrow, he is with the Lions now. Okay. Don't know if he's a starter or not, but we'll check that out real quick. So, depth chart, and then the Lions. So we're looking at the Lions and the Jags. He is not. He is, okay, yeah, he's a backup behind Arch Manning. Okay, so we'll see what happens there. So I'm glad that I just went to week 1 to see that, or else I probably would have missed it later on down the road. Very interesting to think that Peyton Manning's, was it Peyton Manning's son or is it Peyton Manning's cousin? I can't remember. Somehow they're related to Manning's. It's weird to think that Joe Burrow could back him up one day as a Lion. And honestly, Arch Manning as a Lion, that timeline pretty much, adds up, because if Jared Goff does end up staying in Detroit for the rest of his career, then by the time Arch Manning is entering the league, will probably be, around the time that Jared Goff is retiring. So that's, interesting. The Lions are in the playoffs. The Jags are not. So we'll go ahead and check out the record, 6-10. Lions are 10-6. Go ahead and check out real quick. No, let's just look at stats instead. Sorry. Lions. Well, let's look at the Lions. Okay, so Joe Burrow had 100% completion percentage and a 14-yard pass, and looks like he was sacked 0 times. He played 87 downs, had 118.7 QBR. Oh, whoops, I meant to look at the Jags. I don't know why I didn't do that. Okay, so Trevor Lawrence, 3,600 yards, almost 3,700. 26 touchdowns, 6 INTs, 96.6 QBR. He was sacked 33 times. Oh, meant to see if he regressed at all. I'm sure he did. I'm sure he's like a 95 or something. Yeah, he's still 99. Okay. Alright, so we will just, I mean, the Lions might make it to the Super Bowl, but it's not going to be anything that Joe Burrow does. We'll see if he had any stats at all. No passing stats, and no running stats, but they do end up winning 31-17. And we'll go ahead and just check out and see if the Lions go to the Super Bowl. Okay, so they're in the NFC Championship Conference. They beat the Seahawks. Joe Burrow had no stats there in the passing. And looks like he's going to have no stats running either. I don't want to... I'm pretty sure I just saw DK Metcalf. Okay, so DK Metcalf is still with the Seahawks. Go ahead and advance the week. And the Lions are in the Super Bowl. So we'll go ahead and take a look at this Pro Bowl roster real quick. None of our guys are in there. Take a look at the playoff schedule. They won by a field goal. Joe Burrow had no passing stats, and Joe Burrow had a 2-yard run in the win. So doesn't say that he had any downs played, but I mean he ran the ball, so go ahead and advance the week. See who won MVP. Arch Manning was MVP. AFC looks like Trevor Lawrence didn't do anything with that. Okay. It all comes down to this. Will Joe Burrow get a Super Bowl win as a backup? No, he does not. Real quick, we're just going to see if he has any stats for the Super Bowl. If Joe Burrow played any at all in the Super Bowl. I'm going to guess Joe Burrow retired because he's not on any of these stats, so... We'll look at the retirements here. Jonathan Taylor retires. DK Metcalf ends up retiring. Austin Hooper. Jesse Bates. Oh, we're not looking at the Bengals anymore anyways, so I guess it doesn't really matter. Joe Burrow, where's he at? I didn't see him. I didn't see him, did you guys? Oh, real quick, let's change the settings so we can check out the free agents. Whoops. League settings, there we go. Oops, nope. Sent next week.
All combine stats, such as the 40-yard dash, are now available in scouting.
Okay, Quentin Nelson. Still no Bodie. Alright, let's see. Quarterback. Deshaun Watson. There he is. Joe Burrow. There he is. Still at 76 overall. Jalen Hurts. I'm not seeing Jalen Hurts anywhere. Oh, there he is. 68 overall, Jalen Hurts. Okay. And how old is he? He's 34. Which makes what? Joe Burrow is what? I don't know. 76 overall, but I don't know what his what was I going to look at? Oh, Trevor Lawrence is still there. and then we'll look at the free agency recap, see if Joe Burrow signed anywhere. Probably not. Kyler Murray. Joe Burrow. Still there. And Jalen Hurts. Still there. Okay. So we are literally just looking at the Jaguars now. I'm surprised these guys are sticking around in free agency as long as they are. Like I said I would, but I'm surprised in Madden these guys are. Oh wow. Jaguars get a really good defensive tackle, and that's it. And all the rest are garbage players. Don't be
Start
surprised
your week by installing your game plan.
These two quarterbacks that are free agents retire after this season. I am going to just
start your week by
see
installing
if
your
Joe
game
Burrow
plan.
Sign with any teams. Joe Burrow is still a free agent. And then Jalen Hurts, where'd he go? I don't see Jalen Hurts. Did Jalen Hurts sign with the team? Let's check it out. Let's see. Sorry. So he's going to be down in the 60 overalls. Jalen Hurts. So I'm going to guess that he retired. We'll see. Stats. Let's go to legacy board. Quarterback. Jalen Hurts. Joe Burrow, his legacy is pretty good. He's got 2 championship wins. Trevor Lawrence has a yearly award. Jalen Hurts, where's he at? There's no way he's above these guys. Yeah, okay. So he must have retired. Jalen Hurts retired, and he retires pretty quietly. Nope. So we literally have one player on a team, and it's Trevor Lawrence, and he's supposedly still 99 overall. And then Joe Burrow is a 76 overall free agent. So I'm honestly going to predict that Joe Burrow is going to retire, but Jalen Hurts actually stuck around as a free agent for several years. Looks like the Jaguars missed the playoffs. The Eagles, ironically, have a first round bye. Let's see. Jags went 6-10. We're just gonna double check that Burrow is still a free agent. He's not. So, he either retired mid-season, which would be weird, or let's look at the NFL real quick and see. Trevor Lawrence is a 98 overall. Joe Burrow. Okay, he's with the Saints. Joe Burrow is with the Saints. Okay, so did the Saints do anything? The Saints are in the playoffs. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at these stats here. Sorry, didn't mean to do that. So, Joe Burrow, he had 1 pass attempt and 0 completions with a whopping 39.5 QBR. He is a 76 overall still. Rushing wise, looks like he had no rushing yards. And then as far as the Jaguars go, Trevor Lawrence had 136 rushing yards and a touchdown, 3,900 passing yards, 8 interceptions, 29 touchdowns. He was sacked 30 times, yada, yada, yada. So the Saints are in the playoffs. We'll see what happens, if they get knocked off or what. They win against the Vikings. Let's just see if Burrow had any stats. I really highly doubt it. No stats there. Burrow, no stats there. Okay. No stats for Joe Burrow as a Saint. What happened to the Saints? They lost by a lot. And let's see, did Joe Burrow have any stats? No, he did not. Okay. So we'll see. I really doubt, whoops, not that. I really doubt, what's his name? Yeah, he's not. Okay. Trevor Lawrence. Couldn't think of why I couldn't think of his name. Was in the Pro Bowl, and he wasn't. Yearly awards. Alright, nothing for Trevor Lawrence. So, go ahead and advance the week. Check out retirements. Jalen Hurts, it's unfortunate we couldn't look at his stats, but he retired pretty quietly. So we're looking for the Saints. Patrick Mahomes retires. Looking for the Saints. Joe Burrow. I thought I saw him there for a second, but no, I did not. Excuse me. Oops. NFC South. Okay. So, Joe Burrow is still indeed a player in the NFL. Sorry, I just wanted to see something. Kyler Murray, let's see. Joe Burrow, where's he at? There he is. He's a 72 overall player. And I doubt he will sign anywhere. Trevor Lawrence has stayed with the Jaguars his entire career so far, which is pretty impressive. We'll simulate the draft. We have gone further than we did last night um, in that simulation, and it has taken roughly the same amount of time. So we have been going a little bit faster. Go ahead and check out the draft recap. Jaguars. Good corner. And that's it. Let's see. I just want to see if Joe Burrow is anywhere. He was a 72 overall. Trevor Lawrence is what now? 96 overall. But, what's his name was 72 overall. Oh, maybe if I put it to quarterbacks. Quarterback. Joe Burrow. Nowhere to be seen. Okay.
Start your week by installing your game plan.
We'll see if he's a free agent. If not, he is retired. Joe Burrow. He is a free agent. Alright, let's go ahead and simulate. And then give me 1 minute. Well, I'll be right back. Alright, sorry about that again. I don't even remember who we were looking at. Oh yeah, we just simulated. Jaguars made it. Joe Burrow was a free agent still right before we left, so we'll check to see if he's a free agent. There he is. 72 overall, yep. Yeah, I almost forgot to look at stats. Look at stats real quick for the Jags. Trevor Lawrence, 3,900 passing yards, 28 touchdowns, 5 picks, 60% completion percentage. He was sacked 35 times. He had 97.5 QBR. He's a 97 overall. Rushing wise, he had 188 yards. Trevor Lawrence is how old? He is 33 years old. I'm gonna go ahead and advance the week here. They lost. Go figure. Trevor Lawrence can't do anything in the playoffs. 2 passing touchdowns, 163 yards. He was sacked once. Yada, yada, yada. Alright. Go ahead and advance to the Super Bowl. Oh well. View yearly awards. MVP. Trevor Lawrence was number 5 for Offensive Player of the Year. Let's go ahead and advance that week. 2023 or 2033 retirements. JC Young. We are looking for Joe Burrow. Josh Allen retires. Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow. Nothing. Nothing on Joe Burrow. Alright, let's see what Trevor Lawrence does, if he becomes a free agent or what. Or if he stays with the Jaguars again. Alright, let's see. Joe Burrow. He is a 69 overall, but he is still in the league. I'm honestly not even going to look at the draft, so. I'm not even going to recap the draft. It's just kind of a, when it gets this far out, it's kind of a waste amount of time. And we've already been taking about 2.5 hours on this. A little more than that, so. It's going to be a long video. Let's see if Joe Burrow retired. Quinnen Williams retires. Nick Bosa retires. Let's see.
Start your week by installing your game plan.
Sim to regular season.
Start your week by installing your game plan.
I'm going to go ahead and look at free agents. I can guarantee you that Joe Burrow is still a free agent. Kyler Murray. Joe Burrow is a 69 overall. I'm actually not seeing Joe Burrow at all, so I bet he retired. It's kind of weird that they're not showing them retiring. Joe Burrow. Lawrence. Joe Burrow, where's he at? Grr. It didn't show him. Very frustrating. Wait, was that him? Just a second ago? Oh no, I think no, I didn't see him. Grr. So Joe Burrow walks into the sunset. I guess it happened at a weird time because it doesn't want to freaking show us. But we'll go ahead and jump to the playoffs. Trevor Lawrence is our last guy. That's all we have to look at. Excuse me. I wish they would make things easier to look at, like retirements. Alright, let's see if the Jags did anything. No, they did not. But we'll look at the stats. They went 8-8. $3,700 yards, basically 3,800. 30 touchdowns, 5 picks. Holy crap, that is actually probably his best year so far. He was sacked 46 times, so a lot of sacks. Rushing wise, 237 yards, so pretty good for as old as he is. 2 rushing touchdowns. We are going to go ahead and look at his stats and contracts just because I wish I had done this with other people. So his best year for touchdown passes so far has definitely been his second year in the league, 36. Passing yardage wise, does anything top that? No. Passing yardage wise was his third year in the league, and interceptions wise, his best years were this year and last year, and then his junior and sophomore year. His best QBR that he's done is his second year in the league. So overall, best completion percentage, I'd be curious. Anything better than a 66? No. Okay, so I think his best year in the league so far was definitely his sophomore year. His second year in the league. When they went, what was it, 10-6, I think they went that second year. He can't do things in the playoffs, but he can do things in general. Like he's pretty good. He's a pretty good quarterback. He just can't do things. Like he hasn't been surrounded with the talent that he needs. Trevor Lawrence was number 2 for Offensive Player of the Year. Go ahead and just sim to the next week. See if he retired. I really doubt he'll retire, but we'll see. I mean, he might. He very well could. He would be with his team, Jags. Is that Deshaun Watson? Deshaun Watson retires after 18 years. Excuse me. We'll see if he's a free agent. I don't think he'll be a free agent, but... Whoops. We'll see. Lamar Jackson. Oh, I forgot to see what his overall was. Let's do that right now, actually, while I'm thinking about it. Jaguars. His overall is a 90 overall, so he is regressing fairly quickly. He's still, a top tier quarterback. He's a superstar. But he's 90, wow, I can't speak. 90 overall quarterback. I am curious how many passing yards he has total right now at his current year. I'm just going to add them up real quick in the calculator, and I will resume in a second. Okay, so I just added it all up. It is right now 52,020 yards passing. Just in case he retires, we're going to go ahead and look at his legacy. I really don't think he's going to retire, but we're just going to go ahead and look at his legacy real quick. So wow, Myles Garrett is the best right now. So Trevor Lawrence, he is coming in at, I don't know. He's got 1 yearly award, 0 championships, and 0 Super Bowls. Yearly awards. Holy crap, this guy's got 26 of them. Okay. Alright, so... And I think we just checked free agency, did we not? Yeah, we just did. Okay. So we'll just go ahead and sim. Let's see. Sim to draft. Yep. Okay, so sim to draft. Man, Trevor Lawrence is like killing it in the league right now. We're just gonna simulate the draft. I would definitely say Trevor Lawrence is his best season in this simulation has been his sophomore season. He had the most yardage, like a total wise. He didn't have the best of everything, but like in general, his best year was probably his sophomore year. So it looks like we're not going to look at the draft. We're just going to go ahead and jump into the next season.
Start your week by installing your game plan.
And sim to the playoffs. So, and I'm very surprised he has stayed a Jaguar all this time. He hasn't, like, gone anywhere else. It's very interesting. Yeah, these videos are very fun to do. They're very fun. They take a little bit of setup, and they take a long time to do in total, which means it's a long video. But they're very fun to do, in my opinion. I would do them even if I wasn't streaming them. Look at that. The Cowboys have a first round bye, and they're the #1 seed. Jacksonville does not make the playoffs, and they go 7-9, so a bit of a disappointment there. Go ahead and check out his stats. Jaguars. Okay, so he had a 3,500 yard season, 27 touchdowns, 3 picks. So that is his best season yet with picks. His ratio is really good there. 60% completion percentage, 97.1 QBR. He was sacked 36 times, and he did play every single game. But I guess 124 of the downs went to this backup quarterback. So, interesting there. We will go ahead and sim to the Super Bowl. I doubt he made the Pro Bowl. I doubt he really had that great of a year to be in the running for MVP. Correct. He was number 7. He came in 7 for Offensive Player of the Year. He has a 91 overall, so he did go up 1, actually. Super Bowl 70. I actually think that's literally Super Bowl 70 was last year. Or last night. Sorry, not. You know what I mean. Excuse me. Alright, okay, so left tackle retires. Fullback retires. Still no Trevor Lawrence. Brian Flores retires. Alright. Still no Trevor Lawrence. Let's go. Keep going. We are in the 2035 season. We'll see if Trevor Lawrence is a free agent or not. And he is. Okay, the Seattle Seahawks are the highest bidding team so far. So, at 36 years of age, Trevor Lawrence will not re-sign with the Jacksonville Jaguars. And he is looking like he's going to go to the Seattle Seahawks. Don't know why I couldn't speak there. But we will sim to the draft. Double check that that is true, that that's where he goes. Maybe he will be surrounded with a little bit more talent up there in Seattle. Trevor Lawrence. Oh, wow. He goes to Carolina. Okay. So Trevor Lawrence at an 88 overall goes to Carolina. And he will pick up his quarterback position there. So we'll simulate the draft here. And maybe Carolina is in a Tampa Brady kind of very quick rebuild, win now mentality. And maybe Trevor Lawrence finally gets something. We'll see. We'll sim to next week.
Start your week by installing your game plan.
And I am going to sim to the playoffs. I will be right back. I have to go bring my dog in from outside, but I will be back as soon as the playoffs are simmed too. Alright. Again, I apologize. All these breaks in between, but I get distracted easily. And the Seahawks did not make the playoffs, but the Cowboys did, and that is what I love to see. I love to see it. The Seahawks end up going, what? What did the Seahawks end up going? Cowboys got 12-4. Seahawks go 8-8 behind Trevor Lawrence. The stats. Hold up, where did he go? Oh my gosh, I'm an idiot. Okay, he did not go to the Seahawks. He went to the Panthers. I'm stupid. Hang on. 3,900 passing yards, 31 touchdowns, 11 picks, 60% completion percentage, 93.6 QBR. He was sacked 33 times, played 951 downs. Let me recheck this. Whoops, that is not what I wanted. Hold on. Let me see if the Panthers actually made it or not. The Panthers didn't either, so it doesn't really matter, but we'll see what the Panthers' record was. Panthers. They're gonna have done worse than the Seahawks. They went 4-12. Okay. Wow. Okay, that's kind of sad. 4-12 Panthers. 4-12. We'll see if he made the Pro Bowl at least. I doubt he did. I really doubt he did. He's in the NFC now. He did not. Super Bowl 71. NFC. Trevor Lawrence. There he is. He finished in number 8 for the MVP running. And we'll sim to next week, I guess. Just see what happens. Does he retire? He does not. Right? Not seeing anybody retiring. The Panthers. Head coach is retiring. Well, that's good. Make sure he didn't retire now. Okay, good. Zach Wilson retires. Whoops. See what happens. Is he a free agent again? He is. Trevor Lawrence is also a free agent. Or Justin Fields is also a free agent. And he has regressed 3 more overall. Go ahead and sim to the draft. He has been a starter, I mean, his entire career so far, so. And we'll see where he ended up going, if he actually ended up going to Denver or not. He did. He goes to Denver. Okay. So now we're looking at Denver. So Trevor Lawrence has gone from Jacksonville to Carolina to Denver. 1 year in Carolina. And what am I trying to say? Jalen Hurts stayed in Philadelphia his entire career, became a backup, and then retired as a free agent. So he had 1 team his entire career. Meanwhile, Joe Burrow was with the Bengals and then he went to the Lions as a backup, and then the Saints as a backup, and then he retired as a free agent. Okay. We will simulate to next year.
Start your week by installing your game plan.
To next year. Simulate to this playoffs. I guess technically that is the next year. 2037. Holy crap, that's so far away. 16 years away. This is a lot of simulation. Yeah, if you guys leave some comments of who you want to see next. I'm thinking Justin Fields, Zach Wilson, and
You
Trey
have a
Lance.
big decision here to make about one of your players.
All right, let's see if Denver did anything. No, Denver did not do anything. But we will check out their record at least. Well, let's look at stats first, I guess. Broncos. Trevor Lawrence. So he is probably his worst season of passing yardage, maybe potentially, with 3,300. Almost 3,400. Malachi Nelson was the starter over. What's his face? He was the starter over Jalen Hurts there for a while. He is the backup to Trevor Lawrence now. But Trevor Lawrence has 25 touchdowns, 10 picks, 58% completion percentage. He was sacked 36 times, and he is in 86 overall, so he actually went up in overall. Let's see what his rushing stats look like. 145 yards and a touchdown. But they missed the playoffs, and they went, what did they go? That's ironic. The Jags made the playoffs at 10-6 without him. And Panthers, Broncos, there they are, 6-10. So they went 6-10 under Trevor Lawrence. We'll go ahead and submit it to the Super Bowl because I know he's not going to make the Pro Bowl with those stats. Super Bowl 72. Trevor Lawrence. AFC. Broncos, anything? Nope. Zach McAllister, the guy who took over for him. Go ahead and jump off season real quick and check out the retirements. I doubt he retired, but you never know. He would be Bronco. Nothing. Kyle Shanahan retires. Alright. Does Trevor Lawrence spend only 1 year in Denver, or does he stay there for several years? Oh wow, Trevor Lawrence regressed to an 83 overall. Pittsburgh is the #1 bidder on him. Justin Fields is a superstar X Factor. It's very interesting because all the simulations I've done, Justin Fields has been at least a 90-something overall and has had a superstar X Factor ability. But Trevor Lawrence, looking like he might be a Steeler. He is an 83 overall. We'll see where he does end up going. Trevor Lawrence, he ends up going to the Steelers. Justin Fields goes to the Washington football team, who still has yet to sign on a better name. And Pittsburgh is where Trevor Lawrence ends up going.
Start your week by installing your game plan.
Alright, so sim to the playoffs. Here we go. Could this be his last season? Trevor Lawrence started his career in 2021. It is 2038. It's going to be 2039 by the time the playoffs arrive. It's been a crazy career for Trevor Lawrence. He's had some phenomenal performances. He's made the playoffs several times. He's won, I think, one playoff game. And he has never made it to the Super Bowl. So who are we looking for? We're looking for the Steelers. And I'll be darned, the Steelers made the playoffs. And they are going to go up against his old team, the Jacksonville Jaguars. You love to see it. Absolutely love to see it. But we'll check out what the Steelers' record was. 11-5. Ooh, that was a good record. Cowboys are 14-2, and you love to see that. As a Cowboys fan, I do at least. 12 passing touchdowns for this dude. That's trash. Okay, Trevor Lawrence. 3,200 yards, 26 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, 61% completion percentage. He was sacked 32 times, and he is currently an 84. His morale has been boosted from 83 to 84. Rushing wise, looks like Trevor Lawrence actually had 218 yards and 4 touchdowns on the ground. And I'm liking that we're in the playoffs. Let me knock on wood real quick, because we're probably going to get knocked out. Oh my god. Oh my gosh, Trevor Lawrence can't do crap in the playoffs. Literally. He had a touchdown and 2 picks. A 62 rating. 54% completion percentage. Zach McAllister, the quarterback that took over for him at Jacksonville, had 3 touchdowns and 0 picks. But the Steelers get knocked out, and honestly, that is probably the last time Trevor Lawrence will see the playoffs. I wouldn't be surprised, however, if he sees the Pro Bowl for the second time. And he does not. Okay. So he has had 1 Pro Bowl appearance his entire career. And the Super Bowl is going to be Tampa Bay and Baltimore. And Trevor Lawrence wasn't even in the running for MVP. But he also wasn't in the running for Player of the Year, Offensive Player of the Year. Wow. Does he retire? Does Trevor Lawrence? There it is, folks. Trevor Lawrence retires after 18 years in the league. He goes out as a starter. I'll be darned. That is nice to see, though. So, we will look at the legacy board here. Hopefully it shows us his legacy. Should. Patrick Mahomes. Wow, it's weird that Tom Brady isn't in here. Trevor Lawrence. Okay, so Trevor Lawrence is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, the 18th on the legacy board. He retires having 1 yearly award. He was a Rookie of the Year. Right? I think. I would have to check back at the beginning of this episode. He was a Rookie of the Year, I think. Or he got MVP. I forget which one. He had 0 championship wins. I think he had 1 playoff win. 0 Super Bowls. But he had a very good legacy because of how good he truly was. He retires at the age of 39 after 18 seasons in the league. And he retires as a Steeler. So this is what his career looks like. Jacksonville. He goes Jacksonville for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Right? 16 seasons in Jacksonville. And he goes to Carolina for a year. Does the best there that he did of any of the 3 teams that he leaves after. He goes to Denver for a year, and he goes to Pittsburgh for a year. But his entire career, he was a starting quarterback. And his best year, interception-wise, was changed from the year with 5 picks to 3 picks. And that 36 is still his best. Yep. Okay. So, we're going to do the math here. I had it added up to 52,000, but I don't remember where I left off, so we're just going to restart. 32,408 plus 3392 3527 3797 3937 3979. Wow, those are 3 very similar years, actually. 3691 3799 3720 3571 3504 3652 2544 3874. Okay. So, Trevor Lawrence retires having thrown 66,158 passing yards. Hang on, I'm looking something up real quick. Okay, compared to Tom Brady, who has 79,204. So, Trevor Lawrence, again, 66,158 passing yards. Total touchdowns, we're going to add that now. Oh, this was his really bad year. Okay, so total 490 touchdown passes. I should have. I don't think it tells you how many rushing. Oh, it does. Oh, okay. Give me a sec. 490 passing touchdowns, but we're gonna add up all his. 3 plus 2 plus 1. Okay, so he's got 490 passing touchdowns, but 521 total touchdowns. So there's 31 rushing career touchdowns. I don't know how many career rushing yards he has, but 521 total touchdowns. Brady has 581 passing touchdowns. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. What did I just do? Season stats. Oh, okay. Whoa, you can look back at their season stats. Well, that's kind of cool. Okay. Had a really good game against the Panthers. Pretty good game against the Bengals. Bad game against the Raiders. Pretty good game against the Jags. So he played good against his former team. Drafted. Okay, so here we go. He was drafted in the first round, picked number 1 overall. He had a Pro Bowl appearance. He was the AFC Offensive Player of the Week and league leader in pass rating once. But that's not what we were looking at. We were looking at passing. So I'm comparing him to Tom Brady just because Tom Brady is literally the best player that ever will play football. There's no doubt about it. At least in my lifetime and everyone else's lifetime. I do want to quickly... I know I'm eating up some time here. I do want to quickly see how many interceptions totals he had. It's nice that he had those 2 seasons back to back with 5 interceptions. His worst was definitely 2030 with 17. And 2028. $154 total. So what's 490 divided by 154? Or no, 154 divided by... Sorry. Or I don't know, maybe it was the other way. Roughly about 3 touchdowns per interception is what it seems like it's adding up to be. But what a career for Trevor Lawrence. We started off with Jalen Hurts and Joe Burrow as well. Joe Burrow ended up... Well, Jalen Hurts ended up spending his entire career in Philadelphia. And then he, if I'm recalling correctly, he became a backup for at least 2 years, and then he became a free agent and never signed with another team. However, Joe Burrow played for the Bengals, was released, became a free agent after he regressed a certain amount, was signed by the Lions, was a backup when they played in the Super Bowl. They lost in the Super Bowl, and then signed with the Saints, and then became a free agent after that. And the Saints, I think, almost made the Super Bowl, but I think they lost in the championship round. And then he became a free agent, retired. But I wish I could have looked at their career stats. I couldn't. But here we are, Trevor Lawrence. What a career! I mean, to go out with after 19 seasons, after spending 16 of those seasons in one team, and then just 3 years bouncing around as a starter, mind you. It looks like he only had one major injury, which was in 2024, 4 years after he was drafted, or his 4th season in the league. He had an injury, and that's what made him have like a bad season, I guess. But other than that, Trevor Lawrence, man, looked pretty good. I don't think he has any receiving. I'd be surprised if he has receiving stats. Yeah, okay. Defense? Does he have any tackles? I didn't think so. General. Okay, here we go. Here's some general stuff. So he played 16 games in Pittsburgh, 16 games in Denver, 16 games in Carolina, and 12 games. Okay, so 2024, he was out for 4 weeks. That's what happened. But yeah, what a career for this man. And like I said, he's number 18 on the legacy board. Arch Manning. I think he... Oh, wait a minute. Oh no, that was Joe Burrow. Never mind. Joe Burrow backed up Arch Manning on the Lions there for a little bit. Right there. Look at this guy. 3 Super Bowls, 4 championships, 32 yearly awards, and I think he's still playing. Patrick Mahomes was inducted into the Hall of Fame. I am curious. I'm very curious. We're going to do one more thing. We're going to simulate 10 years. We're going to simulate 10 years. I don't know how long this is going to take. It probably will take like 5-10 minutes. But we're going to simulate to see if he becomes a Hall of Famer or not. I don't think he will, because he didn't do enough to become a Hall of Famer. But he was an elite quarterback. I will say he was a very elite quarterback. I believe it was 4 or 5 seasons that he was at 99 overall. And I mean, in his first season, he improved by 5 overalls. His second season, he was an 89. So in 2 seasons, he improved basically 10 overall. And then, what else? Oh, and then he was like a 92, and then he was a 97. Or like a 92, 95, 97, 98, and then 99. And he stayed at 99 for like... I think his... up until his last season in Jacksonville, I think he was a 99. Because I think his last season in Jacksonville, he was a 98, and then he regressed pretty quickly after that. So I don't think it'll be enough to put him in the Hall of Fame. Well, if that happened in real life, like if this was real life and Trevor Lawrence put up what he put up with just one yearly award and 0 championships, 0 Super Bowls, 0 or 1 playoff win, then it would not be enough to put him in the Hall of Fame. However, he recorded 66,000 passing yards, 490 passing touchdowns. That's only about 100 behind Tom Brady. So, it's really not. I mean, it's not that bad. This is going to take a while, probably, because we're at 2039, and it's only at 2041. So, it's going to be interesting to simulate 10 years, that's for sure. There's going to be, like, no one left that we know of. I'm going to read an article real quick to you guys. So Colts wide receiver Michael Pittman is refusing to give his jersey number 11 to Carson Wentz, who just got traded to the Colts. So this article says, whenever a highly regarded player joins a new team, it's customary for a lesser-known player, such as Michael Pittman, to give up his jersey number to accommodate the star in exchange for some cash. That will not be the case in Indianapolis, because Carson Wentz will be suiting up for the Colts with a number other than 11, after Michael Pittman told he would not give up his number, saying, "I am number 11. I don't think there's any deal that's going to be done." And made it clear it's not supposed to be harsh, because he says, "I spoke to Carson, and he was just seeing how locked in I was at number 11. And I told him I was locked in. He was like, 'That's cool, bro, because I'm probably going to switch anyway.'" And Pittman said, "He asked me very respectfully, and I just appreciated him for that. I think he's a great dude, because a lot of guys with his status, they would come in and demand and stuff like that." But that's good. I like to see some players with new numbers sometimes, so... So, yeah, I just thought that was interesting about Michael Pittman and them. And plus, we're waiting still on the long simulation of this. So, yeah. Give me a second. Oh boy. It's gonna take a long time for this to simulate. It's taking a long time. Holy crap. It's already in 2045 though, so. Boy. I thought maybe I could, like, crack through a bunch of these and like, put several of these videos out today, but this one took like 4 hours, so I don't think that's going to be happening. .2047 regular season. Okay, so we're getting there. I think we're going to 2049 is what we're going to. And then after this, I might say a few more things and definitely end the stream, because this video is a long one. Actually, I'm looking at my stream. That's why I was quiet, as I was looking at my stream right
Start
now
your week by
YouTube.
installing your game plan.
And I just wanted to. I'm really curious what our holy crap 67. Okay. No, I was looking at my stream and seeing how long it was real quick. That's why I was kind of quiet. But all right, time to go to stats. Nope, not that. Wow, Kevin Stefanski is not that either. I'm just curious real quick. Nelson Randolph. Look at that man. 57,000 passing yards. No, that's not what we're here for. We're here to focus on Trevor Lawrence. So, stats. Legacy leaderboard. Oh, look at this cowboy dude. Patrick Mahomes. Arch Manning's in the Hall of Fame. Russell Wilson's in the Hall of Fame. Let's see. So, looks like Trevor Lawrence did not make it into the Hall of Fame. At least yet. I mean, obviously, it's still possible that he could, but I doubt he will. But, nonetheless, I bet this league looks so weird right now. Jazario Gordon, yeah. Who the crap is that? Anyways, this was pretty good. I am a little bummed that we couldn't see more about the career stats of Jalen Hurts and Joe Burrow, but it was nice to see that with Trevor Lawrence. And maybe from here on out, maybe we only do two players. Like I said before, it doesn't have to be quarterbacks, but maybe we only do 2 quarterbacks in their careers. So, and maybe in the future, if I actually ever figure out how to do it, so I could like edit these videos somehow and make them shorter, so you guys don't have to see like all the simulating. I bet that would make this a whole lot shorter of a video. It wouldn't be freaking 4 hours. But I said it before, I said it last night, and I'll say it again. Just go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you're new, because if you're one that likes mock drafts, I'm going to be putting out a very realistic one. Excuse me. We're going to be talking about a bunch of stuff and a bunch of different factors and how they will impact the draft and which teams pick who and all that fun stuff. And then I mean, on top of Madden, I play other games too. I mean, literally, if I could show you, I would go to my home screen and show you, but it doesn't record. I mean, I have all these other games, tons of games that I can play, that if you'd much rather be seeing that than Madden, then, I mean, I'll do that. And I also have a Twitch. I don't remember what it is right now off the top of my head, but I have a Twitch that I'll find here. Maybe not. Oh well. Well, I have a Twitch. I've said it in videos before, and somehow if I ever figure out how to put stuff in the description, I'll put it down there. But yeah, I'll just stay tuned, and yeah, until next time, I appreciate you guys watching, and